feel like that name's hilarious. I love it.
It's great. I honestly really love it.
Okay, how should we start?
And you're watching Volume Up,
Volume Up.
which is Nikhil came up with this right on the fly.
Right on the fly.
Nikhil, dude, it's 2025.
It is.
And we've been waiting. I told you I've been waiting for this year for so long.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are so many things that I want to get done this year. So many things have already happened in 2024.
We've been waiting. I mean, you've been waiting for this year for a while. I think it's been a long time coming. I mean, we've been building this company, for 4 years now? It's been a slow but a good burn.
I still remember sitting in my jacuzzi.
Oh, my God. When we came up with the name.
And we were floating around in there, and I'm like, dude, what if we called it The Dawn?
The Dawn. That's it. The Dawn.
The Dawn. Well, the dawn served no more, for we have turned ourselves into Volume 16, and I couldn't be happier. We were obviously slow in the beginning,
Yes.
as most businesses are, but
Especially in high school. I mean, we started off in high school, my senior year, or going into my senior year at least. You just graduated at the time. Yeah, you want to speak on that a little bit?
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, you gotta think back. You create this company when you're in high school. Everyone creates a company and wants to do something.
Wants to do something, but we had.
I'm like, Volume 16 hasn't done the craziest things in the world just yet.
Not
but
yet.
the fact that we have had a passion for it,
Mm-hmm.
that we've continuously worked hard for it, that we've continuously never lost sight of anything that we're doing. There have been periods of times where we haven't gone talking, but we've never lost track of Volume 16. We never lost
100%.
track of what mattered to us. And no matter what we did, we continuously labeled Volume 16 on what we did because it was important to us.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we weren't on set together all the time, and there were periods where we could have gone even like maybe months without talking to each other.
There were times where we didn't talk at all, but we both had the shared vision of we're bringing this back to Volume
Exactly.
16. We are going to build this together, and we're always going to be pushing towards.
So that's why 2025, I feel like, is so important to this company, because not only this summer will we be experiencing our 4-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah, which is a little wild to think
But
about.
there's going to be more investments into the company this year. There's going to be more projects into the company this year. I feel like what we've turned into and what we started doing from promotional content and kind of like venturing out into trying new things, like Volume 16 is more doing not so narrative work at the moment. Not to say it won't get there,
We'll definitely get there, but not just yet.
but that's what I'm excited for about this year, because this is the year where I feel like we can focus more on narrative work, since I feel like, at least from my side of Volume 16, since your side of Volume 16 is so much more different, my side is more like commercial stuff and more.
How about we speak on that? Like how we're both operating on Volume 16, but in super different fields right now.
For sure.
I'm right now in school learning visual effects, mostly virtual production. I think that's mainly my thing that I will go towards. At least my goals and aspirations, hopefully to own a virtual production studio that we can operate and have productions coming through, shoot our own stuff, hopefully, which could be shot anywhere in the world or even wherever we imagine, and just throw it up on the wall and we get to make whatever we want, whenever we want.
For sure.
That's at least my goals. You are working on the commercial side. How about you speak on that?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much, you got to take any opportunity that comes your way. I never envisioned to be doing fully just like, podcasts
Oh, yeah.
or to be doing just more commercial stuff, but it's stuff that gets your foot in the door. It's stuff that gets publicity. It's stuff that you get hired out to do. And once you get it, once you build a certain clientele, once you build certain trust in people, this has also been a year where I've met someone who's brought me on board of other projects, which I was also able to bring our friend Jack involved on many projects too. So we've been able to work on so many things. Again, not on the narrative side, but that's something that we're gonna go leeway into this year, which I feel, because this is also the year where I want to make a major investment into the company. I talked to you about this, and I don't know, I briefly talked to it with Jack, but there is a good, strong leaning towards, like, we're talking a good amount of money. that I want to be putting into this company. Now, whether that goes into camera equipment, whether that goes into projects, that's what's exciting, is because this is the year where things really start snowballing.
Yeah.
And it's almost kind of like compound interest, where you have one thing that starts off small, it ends up multiplying. It just gets to a certain point where when it multiplies, it just gets so much more advanced. There's so many things happening. And since high school, that's really a testimony to what just happened.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about nothing happened in high school. There were companies that we tried to reach out to, and nothing ever happened between those companies.
But we didn't lose faith at all.
Not at
our
all.
abilities and in what we had in our future. And then just the next year, we had our first real project. We didn't make any money off of it, but it was definitely worth the experience. Getting to know, I'm talking about Terminus, the escape room commercial that we made. Is it our first and only project we've done together for Volume 16 at the moment? Like full-on project.
Yeah, between me and you for sure.
Yeah, so it's been a minute, but it definitely showed me a lot of where I want to take the company and where I want to add my where I want to add my expertise and keep building it and the business side of things. And I like to do visual effects, as I said before, and hopefully get more into cinematography, which you have taught me all about.
I think another important thing that 2024 brought was it was the very first time that, as a company and working under the company, I was like getting paid consistently.
Yeah,
and was able to bring other people on and to like give them jobs too. That's something that I've always wanted out of this company.
Yes.
And I think that was just very important to me, and that was a huge milestone in itself, was to finally get clients where we could get consistent work, where now I could even start paying people like on our team to be able to do that, which I think was huge. Exactly.
Huge. I love to hear that. I'm so excited to see that coming along, and especially moving forward now with 2025, we want to keep that going and even create more jobs. I mean, we have something we're building up together right now, which is the documentary for the project I'm working on at school, which I'm really excited about. We start shooting this month. I've been planning it for, I want to say 6 months. I've had this lingering in my head. We created the first documentary on our virtual production last year. I'm dying out here. But that was just a test of what we could create. Now this year, I'm excited to say that we are building a narrative of a documentary that I think has a lot of potential, with some potential clients as well, and even working with the school here. I think that could be huge, and also adding more consistent jobs and providing to people that we want to work with. So,
dude, what is your biggest goal for Volume 16 in 2025?
2025.
Like, I think we never really set one for 2024, but if I were to look back at 2024, I think my biggest thing that I think that we achieved was, like I said, just getting paid clients.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I gave you the numbers of what Volume 16 technically made as a company, and compared to what we made in 2023, which was what, like $2,000?
Yeah.
Which, obviously went back to your parents since they're
the ones they were funding that project.
They're exactly.
Amount, yeah.
But it was, jumping from $2,000 to, I think after I did the math, the company last year technically made a little over 20,000. Like that's a huge jump for a company to 10x.
100%.
In a
yeah,
year.
that's huge.
And that's what I mean by, again, compound interest. Like that's a huge step. So it's just like I'm excited to see what 2025 brings, especially that I want to make a huge investment in the company too. So that's why I'm excited to see. So I think my goal this year for Volume 16, I would say, well, one, to make that big investment, and I think baseline, I at least want to put like 30 grand into the company. But I think my biggest goal would be to get that number maybe to like 80 to 100,000 this year.
Yeah. And that would be, that would just set us up for a lot of great things moving forward. Hopefully getting some more passion projects. I know we have some, or at least you have some in mind. You've been talking about for almost 5 years now. So hopefully that will come into fruition the following year with this first investment. For goals for me, I think I'm mostly focusing on what's at hand right now. This documentary is huge to me, especially because it accumulates everything I've been working on for the past 3 years, especially in school, and hopefully bringing that school education with the business sides of things that you guys have been helping me teach or helping me learn, and bringing that all together. That's my goal, at least, is really taking, I don't have anything specific, but something to come out of that, hopefully.
For sure. And it's exciting to see what, 2025 hasn't even like really
What,
started.
2 days?
Exactly. But it's exciting to see also like new faces that are showing interest and wanting to join the team too.
Yeah.
Because even me and you have discussed that like we want at some point Volume 16 to be like an automated business where we can supply people with work and then always just pick up like our own projects that we want to make, but then have a whole crew behind an assembly line. And for the most part, at the moment, Volume 16 really has been 3 people at the backbone. It's been me, you, and Jack being an awesome AC.
The man behind the camera.
but when you think about it, those 3 people are really what kind of like made the steam for Volume 16 go, because, like I said, from what we have been given and from the clients that trust us now, from the clients that are actually entrusting this business, that are signing contracts through this business. I mean, I signed 2 contracts this year under Volume 16.
Yeah.
For clients, which is crazy. Not this year, sorry, 2024.
Yeah, but in the past year, yeah.
But exactly, so it's like the more and more we can get businesses to trust us, and I'm glad that those businesses are entrusting us and have seen our work and have seen our people and also are liking the crew that we have. Like, it's important to be able to ensure and trust the people that you're relying you're basically your media to be on.
Yeah.
And so I feel like Volume 16 has always done a good job of representing clients, of giving clients what they want. And I think especially from the commercial side of things, from the podcast side of things, that's where Volume 16 really has excelled. Is I think we've just been very good with giving clients what they're asking for and even being beyond that.
Yeah, definitely going beyond. I think the main thing that defines us is just being filmmakers at heart. I mean, we all have our different aspects of what we think filmmaking is and what we find our interest in, but what matters at hand is the story that's being told. I mean, especially for me at least, going back to 2023 when we were working on Terminus, the story that Will had for us was he gave us a little piece of what he had in mind for the escape room, and we blew it up to what we wanted it to be, giving it above and beyond of what he was thinking we were trying to provide. And I think that just defines who we are as individuals and as creators, is going beyond the line that is given to us, because that's what we strive for. Right. We strive to put everything we can into every project that we work on. Little, you want to check on that?
What just happened?
Anyways, yeah, I think our defining factor is going above and beyond. I think, yeah.
And again, like being from also a business perspective and being more business mindseted since high school.
Yeah.
Not to say like that's steered me away from filming. If anything, it's made me appreciate it more and want to be more involved with it. Again, like the number values of how everything has changed is also so crucial into understanding where Volume 16 is headed. And I think having a mental note of where it began and the years that have progressed, again, like I know 20,000 doesn't seem like a lot of money, but for a company that started the previous year only making $2,000, like again, like I can't stress just how important that is, at least to me, to see that kind of growth.
No, 100%. And like 10 timings your business like that it's not easy.
Exactly.
And I think, okay, here actually I'm gonna go back to what my goals are. I think the past 3 years we've been focusing on the back end things of creating the fundamentals and creating the business side of things and making sure that our money grows and that we can actually start focusing on the stories later. I think this year, I think I want to start focusing on who we are at heart, and really focusing on telling the stories that we want to tell, and yeah, going back to those basics is really what I'm focusing on this year at least.
Yeah, man. I'm excited because not only that, but you're gonna be out of school soon.
Yeah.
So is Jack's gonna be out of school soon? I'm gonna be out of school soon.
Yeah.
And
Well, I've got another year.
well, soon.
Soon, but 2026 is my graduation year, so.
So I think that's why this year is so monumental, I feel like, to us.
Yeah.
Because, man, like, this past 4 years has been like being in high school.
Oh yeah.
And now this is like entering senior year. That's how it feels. That's how I've compared like 2025, and that's why I felt like 2025 was so important. You've seen me in 2021. You've seen where I was at. You've seen kind of like the motivation that I had, but also the state that I was in. And to be able to grow from that, to be able to truly set my mind straight, and to be able to work on things, to never that's why I think Volume 16 is here to stay, and it's seriously not something to like we're never gonna give up on.
No, never.
Because again, no matter what has ever happened, no matter how many clients we ever had, no matter how many people have said this probably isn't gonna work out, to now having people that like want to join it, or even having people that want to like, what is it, combine their businesses or even collaborate with us like that. Like me and you, I know both of us know each other very well. We've never taken no for an answer.
No.
And you're very persistent with
Way too persistent.
You're very persistent. You're almost
I'm very stubborn.
You're almost annoying with how persistent you are.
Yeah, just a little
Like
bit.
you had the freaking founder of Avid saying you're like one hell of a salesman.
Yeah, it was definitely something to hear, but it wasn't enough.
See, that's another thing that's crazy. Like, Volume 16 was thought in a hot tub.
Yeah.
To then 3 years later was sitting in an office, not an office, but a meeting with the founder of Avid.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. It is wild to see where we've come, but it only means that we need to push harder. I think that there's way more potential to what we can do. Especially after hearing that message from someone so big in this industry. Like that was huge. And now I just completed a recent internship at a virtual production studio. Had a wonderful experience, and they have taught me so much about just working with production companies and doing commercial stuff, seeing the insider information of how that operates, and then also hearing how the business side of things is working. I think taking what I learned from there and applying it to what we're doing here is going to be, I mean, I'm already ready for whatever comes next. Like it's truly just opened my eyes to what we can do, and I'm ready for it. 2025, here we come.
I think our last thing that we should talk about, I think we should reflect on 2024. Maybe give me like the worst part of 2024, business perspective wise. Give me what you learned from it, and give me what probably like the best part about it.
Okay. For me, I would say my worst part is that I've stepped away from the business side for a little bit too long. I've been focusing on just this singular project for, again, like I said, 6 months. But I don't think it's a terrible thing. Even if it works or if it doesn't work, either way, it's shown me the kind of focus that I can have on a singular project and how much effort and things that can come out of even just working on a project for that long. Like the dedication and the team that I'm working with and having you guys be a part of that. you know, that's taught me what we are as, I think, students, because we're still students at right now. And I'm just looking far in the future that we're still building the future. And I think that's where my head's at. What was the second question? It was
Give me like your best part that came out of it,
best part.
and give me, what was the third thing?
That was the third thing. There was a second thing.
I said, give me your
It was
worst,
the worst?
give me your best, and give me what. Oh yeah, give me what the biggest thing that you took away from.
Yeah, so that's what I took away from the worst experience. The best thing is being able to take something I'm working on at school and bringing you guys be a part of it, and have not even just a small part, but a huge part. I think that's probably going to be the biggest part of what I've been planning in for so long. So that's what I'm most excited for, and I think that was the best thing about 2024 is bringing you guys along.
For sure, yeah.
What about you?
Well, I think my worst part, I think, is subjective, because for me, the worst part was having clients that I didn't necessarily, can't say like enjoyed working with. But I would say it was also probably the most beneficial that came out of working on that whole side of things for Volume 16, because just because you don't like clients doesn't mean like that's who you're going to stick with the entire time. If anything, you also have to remember, like, these are clients with their own businesses that they truly do trust you with what you're doing, whether they even know, you know, being that professional or not. It's the fact that there's a company out there that's entrusting your company with doing things, whether you want to work with them long term or not. It's that building trust. It's that connection. It's that friendship that you make with them, which, I mean, that has led to opening new doors. And if it weren't for those moments that would have happened, if it weren't for those things, that also wouldn't be what would have propelled the company forward in the way that it did.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can think back and saying, well, this X amount of money isn't like anything crazy, but again, like, that you're making that X amount of money doing what you love doing. So at the end of the day, like, who cares if it's this amount or that amount? The matter is you're making money doing what you love doing. That's what matters. And it's something that it's something that, you know, it doesn't happen every day, because most of the time when you want to do something and you want to make a career out of it, it takes forever to get your feet off the ground, which it did, because we started this, you know, in high school. And so now you're finally starting to see like the fruit of your labor. But and I would say 2024 was Volume 16's true year, like first year in itself. Because
As a business, really.
As a business,
Yeah.
because I feel like the years before,
It was just us understanding what even a video production company would be.
exactly,
Yeah.
to now like getting clients, consistent work. Like, again, I can't stress that enough. So I think my worst part is my best part. And it's also what I've learned the most out of it.
Yeah.
It's made me appreciate, you know, the opportunities that have been given to us. It makes me appreciate the opportunities that will come. And, you know, I've also just been asked to like produce a film. So that's the first thing in 2025 that's going to come out for me. And again, that's something that I get to bring my crew in doing too, which I'm so happy that I have the power to do that. Because at the end of the day, you guys are my friends. And at the end of the day, if I can make films doing that with my friends, if I can get my friends paid, myself paid, and do everything and just be able to work with them, it doesn't feel like work at the end of the day. And I know that sounds cliche, but it really doesn't feel like work, because I'm just dicking around and having fun with my friends. And that's how it feels. And that's how it always has felt.
And I think it brings us back. It's like a full circle moment. It's just like how we were in high school. Is that we were, I mean, thankfully we got, I mean, I'm just so grateful for the opportunities we had in high school. It's literally just having the equipment and then just being thrown in the deep end, being able to make whatever we wanted and not having any consequences, and just learning that entire avenue of how filmmaking works. And now we're finally coming back to that point of you finally having the power to make a project from the ground up and bringing your friends along with you and just having fun for the fun of it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, 2025, Volume 16's year. You heard it here first. This company, my goal, again, 80 to 100,000 profit end of this year. Again, big investments are going to be made this year, whether that's acquiring equipment, whether that's putting into films and getting like more recognition and submitting to higher end film festivals. I don't know where 25 yet will take us, but I know it's off to a great start.
Yeah.
I know Volume 16 will continuously grow. I know there's nothing really stopping us, and there never will be something stopping us, because
We have each other's back.
me and
dude.
you
That's-
are two stubborn people, and we
too
don't.
stubborn.
We don't even Jack. I think Jack's a little stubborn too. But when you have three stubborn people together, bro, they make
Nothing can stop us.
they will not stop at anything.
No, we're gonna keep going.
So if there are any companies out there that say no, then I'm gonna say no to them.
No,
But yeah, dude, I'm excited. Again, I'm gonna hold you accountable to your goals.
and I'm always gonna hold
You have to hold me
accountable.
accountable, and I'm expecting great things out of 2025.
Yes, sir.
Again, this is something where I know we're capable of doing. 4 years is gonna be this summer, I think July.
Yeah.
So let's see what we can do by then.